Nothing happened this morning. There was no price action at all. We just balanced from 98.25 to 96.50. We auction lower, nothing happened. So the auction's between 94 and now 98.50, which is like 10 ticks. I throw a trade and I pull it. Where is this? We have price back ticking like this all the time. And I throw a long and I scratch it immediately because price just stops, which is good because it sells lower after ticking there for 1,000 years. And the VPOC shifts a bunch. Market opens, I presume, and we sell off. There's a short, another short, and I get whipsawed. I just don't hold my water on. It's a 9:30 open, so it's not the easiest thing to trade for a beginner, and I'm not going to hold myself against it. I scratch a break even because price just stops. I'm antsy for these trades. I don't want to take losses, and that's where the fear is coming from. I go for another short, assuming we're pressing down to 87. I go for a long here, and price stops again at 92. And I'm wondering if I should scratch the trade. We move up a couple ticks, and I think, okay, we're finally going to VPOC. No, it sticks from 92.25 down to 91 off. And then VPOC shifts. So I just got on and lost money. You can say display. I'm not going to hold this P&L against me because yesterday I traded all day and I made money. I traded for 5 seconds and lost money here. I just got whipsawed. Um, P&L 7 points. Just 350. Nine 30. But trading a fast market is just intentionally meant to cognitively overload you, so you learn more after the review. And that's why I traded it. There's a short there, 83 it stops, 82.25. I try to get it to go lower. Nothing happens. And then I stick a limit there trying to chase this. 85.25, we tick up, price stops. So if price stops, I'd probably go short there at 84 on a faster market and expect it to trend lower for a couple ticks down to 82.50 because it's the edge of the LVN. Price stops again, it fills me, and then the seller steps in and the buyer steps in almost immediately after. He pushes it up to 84.75. And then there's a weak seller there down 2 or 3 ticks, and I'm caught in the crossfire. This buyer's going to step in and push it up to 85.50, presumably. Yeah. And I'm off. It's more difficult to think clearly when you have a position on. So I'm like, okay, I scratched that one after getting cut. Basically, I'm getting in the market, stopping and going in the opposite direction rather than continuing in momentum. And so if you're not good at recognizing at discerning momentum from seller or buy pressure, or if you're still learning, you're just going to get caught up, which is what happened to me. I scratched one at 84.75. 89. Let me see if I can catch that again. 80, 83, 5, 84. Price stops. Time to get out. Yep. So I already, so I immediately know what to do now. Um, open, price stops. Sellers are pushing it down less than buyers are short. Get out. Get out. Market order, market, not limits. Then there's another bid up at 86.25. So it'd be a good place to long at 86.25. Right there, expecting that buyer to kick in again. I placed a limit off the side and they run without me, surely, because there's tremendous buy pressure. Yes, it was a market only market. There's 7 minutes left in this. Short at 84. Price stops. We went over this already. 85. I think we went over this as well. Stops at 86. No. Stops at 86 and a seller steps in. I pull my order because I see a seller, which is good. So I expected it to hit the value area and accept then. I think it took a little bit and then came back down. So it rejected the value area. Now we're turning lower to 80 to 83. There's a short, but whipsaw it again. Price stops. Buyer steps in. Get out right there. 85.75. And take the 3-tick loss or whatever. I can hold it, yeah, but it went against me 5 ticks before it went in 5 ticks. So it was just a 1-to-1 trade. It sucked. And price stopped right there. Set a break even, and now I'm chasing. Let's see why I threw this short, because the market's moving up now. And I got in on a buyer who pushed it 3 ticks, who pushed it another 4 ticks. So I think this can be to not thinking clearly, which is okay. Progressive overload. That's fine. In the pre-market session, it was basically a 20-tick range for an entire hour, which is unfunny. If the market moves that slow again, you're going to see me pull up like YouTube videos or something on the side because there's no action. Or maybe I just might watch the latter. Okay, we saw plunge. The seller's still there. 89s and 75. It's ticking back and forth. There's a big buyer who got absorbed there. They're fighting a battle now, and we're upticking against the stop loss. Time to get out, I presume. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then we stop after the buyer pushes it up at 90.50. Then a seller steps in from 90.50. Trading that flip would be good after the previous seller, which we're chasing now, off of the LBM. Regarding the context on the outside of the trade, I don't know. And they walk it up and I chase. I don't even know. I guess I'm antsy to get in the trade, but there's no movement anyway. It's from 88 to 89.50. They tag me in on a buyer, so now I'm immediately against it because the market jumped 2 or 3 ticks. Then it jumps again. So that was just an old or poor entry, and now I'm bag holding against a buyer who's pushing into the LVN, hoping for the market to turn back my way. And then sellers push it, but they only push it literally 2 ticks, 2 ticks, then 3 ticks. The market stopped before then, and then we see some sell pressure. looks good. 88.25 is where I should get out because the sell pressure is weak. There's high buy pressure at 91s, which is the LVN, and which is the HVN, which is the LVN of an HVN, and 88.25s, 5 ticks off is where I should have gotten out because the sell pressure is weak. I can only watch this in hindsight because the market's moving so fast. It's just not as easy, if that makes sense. That's a good buy limit off of the LVN. They're not going to tag it in, I don't think. Because they're establishing an auction between 91 and 25, and we've already cleared the LVN. I'd expect this to trend up the VPOC. Maybe I chase it. Yeah, I do chase it. I would still take this trade again because we're in the VA, facilitating an auction. Price stops and nobody trades at 92.25, but I'm saying that in hindsight. And then we backtick and the auction dries up at 92.25. Okay, somebody finally pushes and they trade 92.50s. A seller steps in at 92.50s after they traded, and the auction facilitates between 92.25 and 91.50. Now I'm offside, and it's time to get out because the auction is shifting lower on the inside prints, on the bias of what looks like just absorption, actually. Yeah. So what was a 5 or a 6 day loss, and the spamming of the inside prints and the fast seller from 93.25, I should have gotten out there. And I think I got rinsed. By then I was done and I had to go to work. So I left. Yep.